All right, welcome into 5 Reasons to Bet, the special Thursday night football edition where Jim and I bring in some extra folks with us. I'm Ethan Skolnick. You can find me at Ethan J. Skolnick in the 5 Reasons Sports. Jim is up in the top left corner. You can find him at Jrod Show. We've got Alfredo Arteaga. You can find him at Alf_Arteaga. And we've got our newest member here, Taylor Mathis, who you can find at T Mathis, and a whole bunch of numbers that made me think she was a Russian bot.
My birthday.
Oh, okay, there it is. Well, now we know what to get you for your birthday, which is better picks than I've been giving lately. We are sponsored here by BetUS. You can find them at BetUS_official on Twitter or BetUS.com. That's BetUS.com. This is the best betting platform. This is the one that we are using. So make sure that you go there. BetUS.com. Use that code word 5. Get yourself a 125% bonus. Don't have a ton of rollovers. You don't have to worry about that, and you will get your money quickly. So go to BetUS.com. Just poke around. You will agree with us. This is where you want to be betting. Again, BetUS.com. We'll hear from Booze Bandage here in a minute. Want to roll out the records here. I really don't want to, but I will. The first 2 weeks of Thursday Night Football, I am 1-3. This is whether point spread or over under. Alfredo and Jim are both 2-2, and of course Taylor is 3-1. We were going to skip this week because I don't really know why they're playing this game, but they are. The Panthers.
They have to.
They have Panthers against the Texans. The Texans do not have Tyrod Taylor. Of course, they don't have Deshaun Watson either, although they're still paying his salary. Carolina Panthers look like one of the better defenses to start the season. We're going to start here. Let's go point spreads first. All of you. Let's go point spreads first, and then we'll pick a winner afterwards. Alfredo, the number is what, 42? Is that right? Is right around there?
If you're talking about the over-under, I believe it's 43 and a half.
Okay.
But the line is -8.5 Carolina.
Okay. So 43 and a half, Alfredo. What do you see?
Wow, it's a tough number, right? Same thing as last week. All the numbers were showing, okay, you have to go under. And then, of course, last week, we thought it was going to be a terrible game. They produced one of the better games of the entire year, and maybe one of the better games we've seen on Thursday night in a long time. And it went way over. I have no clue on the over-under. I have a strong opinion on the number, but on the line, I'm just going to say they surprise us once again, and it goes over 43.5.
Taylor, to you.
Okay, I'm gonna go the opposite. I'm gonna take the under only because of Carolina's defense. I mean, they've only allowed 128 yards on offense, period, this entire season so far. Forced 2 turnovers last week, 10 sacks to lead the league. So I'm just thinking with a third-string starting quarterback in for the Texans, I just think that the Panthers' dominating defense is going to take over, and I don't think he's going to be able to produce very much on offense. And the Panthers are only averaging 22 points a game right now. So I'm going to go with the under, even though last week's Thursday Night Football was a surprise.
Sam Darnold, what do you think? You push it over, Jim?
Listen, I gotta agree with the soon-to-be birthday girl. 43 and a half. It is tempting to go with the over, but I just don't see much offense, especially with Davis Mills or Patty Mills or Mills Lane or Lane Kiffin or whoever's quarterbacking for the Texans this week. With no Tyrod Taylor, there's no way they muster any kind of offense against that Carolina defense. Carolina's only given up 21 points in 2 games. I don't see Houston doing much. And again, they're not scoring much, even though Sam Darnold is now, found himself with in Charlotte. I like the under 43 and a half. If you can get that hook, because I've seen it at 43, if you can get the hook, even better, but I got to go under 43.
Yeah, I'm looking at I don't want to give away the score because then you'll see what I'm picking in the game. But I also think this is an under. I was looking at today.
Clunky games, like 25-12 kind of game. You know what
I mean? Maybe there's a safety thrown in there or something like that, or somebody falls out of the back of the end zone. I don't see Houston being able to produce much offense in this game. And so as a result, if you're starting from sort of 17 or lower, then you're counting on the other team to get up into the mid to high 20s. And I don't know. I just don't know if that's doable in this one. So I've got 3 of us going under. We got Alfredo sort of fighting in the grain here, going against the grain here, and going over. We come back. After word for Booze Bandage, we'll get into our picks for the game. Oh.
Click, clap, blast 'em.
Man, I got a hangover just from listening to that music. Booze Bandage, go to boozebandage.com, use the code 5RSN, get yourself that 20% off. I got to dig up the one that I forgot to put on the other night. If I had remembered to put it on, I wouldn't have had such trouble digging it up in the morning. So make sure that you use these things, boozebandage.com.
Ethan, this isn't a condom,
yes,
okay? Get a fresh one, okay? It's not the one you got crusty in your wallet here, okay? You got to get these fresh ones. You get
what I want to know is
over
which,
here. Come on.
What I want to know is which Fat Tuesdays is it in that commercial that they use?
I mean, it could be any of them. It could be, or one of the knockoff Fat Tuesdays with the frozen drinks. It could be.
That's like a Taylor stunt double we had in that video there.
Yeah, get yourself a rum runner. That's all you got to do, and then you'll feel that, or 151, and you'll feel that the nejust day. All right. Speaking of feeling this the next day, I'll start here on this one. I feel like the Texans are going to feel this the next day. I just, you have a team that's a quarterback without experience. When you already were trying to break in your second quarterback this season, you don't have much personnel at the skill positions. I don't really see their defense forcing enough turnovers to really tilt the field here. I think they'll be very careful with Darnold. He won't make a ton of mistakes in this particular game. To be honest, I think this is like a 24-6 game. And I think it's going to be difficult to watch. I said that last week. I was wrong. But because of that, I do think that they will cover the 8 points. Taylor?
I'm going to go the same as you. I think the Panthers are going to cover at 8. Besides their surprising defense, I think Sam Darnold is something to talk about right now. He is completing 69.5% of his passes in his 2 games with the Panthers compared to 58.8% when he was 3 seasons with the Jets. So I think that's saying something right there. And I also think Davis Mills or whoever he is, I don't think he's going to get much done. The only thing that they can really do is run the ball with Mark Ingram and Phillip Lindsay, David Johnson. They don't have much at the wide receiver position. So I also think it's going to be a really low scoring game. And I think the Panthers easily cover.
The Texans are like the team where it's like, they're like the Knicks were a couple years ago, where it's like, wait a second, that running back is still in the league?
Right.
Right. Like it's like they are the collection of guys like that's. It's like the old Shaq thing, like who he played for. Like those 3 backs are still in the NFL. They're in the same damn backfield. We're going to let Jim finish on this one. So go, Alfredo.
Yeah, I have a strong opinion in this game. The Texans traditionally surprise everybody against the spread. They're 7-1 against the spread in their last 8. Mm-hmm. Carolina is notoriously terrible on Thursday Night Football. They're 0-6 against the spread in the last 6 games. 1-5 outright in their last 6 games on Thursday nights. I like Houston. I don't care who David Mills is. Although one of my podcast mates on 3 yards per carry actually does like him. I think 8.5 is a nice number. And I think their ball control offense, the way they're going to try to play offense, is going to help that number. Give me the 8.5 with Houston at home.
Wow. I'm sitting here playing who he played for, and you're bringing actual props and stats. And where'd you come from? Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty happy that just to say the Texans covered. They're 2-0 against the spread this year. They and an outright victory against Jacksonville. I think 8.5 is too much. I think Tyrod Taylor, I've got all the confidence in the world in him. I would definitely go plus 8.5 Houston. But Davis Mills, no, not this week, not on a short week. I think maybe next week I would go with that. But I got to go Carolina minus the 8.5 in that game. Although the one prop I do like, I like Sam Darnold throwing an interception. It's plus money, plus 105. That really? Houston defense has given
I'll
up.
book those bets.
Yeah.
Listen, they picked off Trevor Lawrence 3 times. They got they got Jameis Winston another time. They've got 4 picks this year, and Sam's already thrown one. He's still got that JETS in him. You can't get out of it. It's like poop on your shoes. You can't get rid of it. I love a Sam Darnold interception at plus 105.
I like that one too. That's probably the best one that's been brought up here today. All right, so basically, myself, Taylor, birthday girl soon, and Jrod all go the same direction on both picks. Alfredo is going against the grain here on both picks. Go to betus.com. Bet it using that code 5 FIVE.
This is what we're getting Taylor for her birthday. Lots of booze, man.